Hi everybody, it's me, Beth Maitland from Drama Queen Bee Quilt Studio, and I'm coming to you from my little Los Angeles spot where I've been here celebrating a huge milestone on The Young and the Restless. I celebrated yesterday with my friend and TV sister Eileen Davidson, our 40th anniversary on the show. And both of us have been on again, off again, on again, off again, whatever. But we have been there for 40 years playing Tracy Abbott and Ashley Abbott, and we were blown away, completely overcome. By the outpouring and the celebration. We had a great time. Also, there is a standalone episode that is celebrating our time there with loads of flashbacks and fun remembrances that will air on June 16th. That's 2022, in case you're watching this after the fact, on June 16th, coming up next month. So I'll be posting a little reminder about that on my social media. But in the meantime, I'm just taking a moment before I rush off and hit the road back to the Central California studio. What a month this has been so far. I celebrated Mother's Day with my beautiful daughter, as I'm sure many of you did. I celebrated my birthday, and that was super fun. And as sort of a special treat to myself, I think that you've noticed on my social media, I have purchased, and my daughter and I have now installed an amazing automated computer system for my APQS Millie called QuiltPath, and we have been getting to know it, and we've been having loads of fun with that. I want to attach here in just a few minutes a little bit of automation, a little video of watching it work on our first couple of quilts that were sort of thrown together as experiments to try out new features. We're learning the software. It's going to take a little time. It's not going to replace any of my hand driving, all of my custom quilting that I do by hand. I love that, but it's an area where my daughter can excel because she loves tech and she has learned and loved quilting through COVID. Couldn't be more happy that I was able to teach her a few things at her request. And after years of her completely refusing to be at all involved in sewing. So it's just amazing, and she's blossoming and getting fantastic. But she has been able to really embrace the long arming process by being able to use this technology. So we're having a whole new world open up to us and learning and exploring, and that's what creative pursuits are all about to me, is continuing to learn and grow and share what we've learned and our enthusiasm. So the other big announcement is that my website is live. BethMaitland.net is now just for acting, and so it's going to sit there parked for any acting things that I decide to update. But there is finally its very own DramaQueenBeeQuilts.com. So come and see what we have there. There's lots of, I've linked everything, my social media and my blog and my YouTube video. It's all there. So a very easy place to sort of spring forward from if you want to look at video tutorials, if you want to look at any blog posts, and I recommend looking at that. There's some free things to look at in my blog, instructions on how to make small projects, information about how to prepare your quilt to send to a long armor, what are the important things that you can do to set yourself up for success in getting your quilt done at the most reasonably priced effort. There are some things you can do that are not involved with long arming that can make the long armor save time, and that will save you ultimately money. So there's some things like that, tips and tricks that you can use to learn from, as well as I've created a little shop. There are a couple of free little tutorials that I've put up that you can go through the checkout and just instantly download. There's a few digital patterns. I'm going to start writing digital patterns again. And put those up, but I'm having little issues getting the rest of the shop set up because I'm trying to set up, be responsible and set up my commercial sales tax situation, which is required in California for real objects. So I can't really put any quilts up yet, but I will. I've got a whole pile of them that I've been making over COVID and that I've been using for demos and classes and that I've been using to do videos. So I've got a whole bunch of things, small projects and larger projects, that I'm going to be be putting up over time in the next few weeks as I sort out, and I'm closing in on it, the sales tax collection situation and getting all of the business part of the shop situated. I have left Etsy for good, so there's been, I did a little actually vlog post, a little video log, explaining that there has been quite a hubbub on some of the marketplaces that are available. So I've decided to use my website for my only place to clear my information. Some of those PDFs that I've put up for instant download include my first, way back in 2013 or 14, my first quilting project book, which is I'm working on also to get a second printing done. We're working on the second version, and then I will be moving forward in the future also with more books in the series. It's a little dated in terms of the material and the style of projects, but still lots to learn and lots of fun. And one of the things that was my biggest critique amongst people who don't know me from The Young and the Restless is that they were frustrated with the information I posted, personal stories, and that I included, not posted, but included, personal stories about why a specific technique was important to me, or how I learned it, or who I learned it from, important people in my life that contributed to my creative journey. I wrote some personal stories because that's something that other quilting books don't always do. I didn't want it to be just an instructional. I wanted it to be sort of inclusive of you guys getting to know me a little. And I was misunderstood, I think. A lot of people thought, ugh, we don't want to hear any more of her ego-driven outpourings. We just want to learn projects. So be advised, it's in the description and always was that stories were included, but be advised, if you just want projects, probably look at my YouTube videos. And if you are interested in some of my story, my history, my experience quilting and things like that, you can absolutely, if you want to, the book is up for a PDF purchase that you can download directly to your computer and leaf through. It also is a really convenient spot if you have a laptop that you use near your quilt studio, your quilt area, your quilt room, your dining room table. If you use a quilting area that's close to a computer, it helps you have that at hand if you want, for the instructions and the measurements and the directions on the little projects that are included. So a little pitch for the book, but believe me, I totally understand my intention is never to overwhelm you with too much information about me, and always to tell you how much fun it is for me to share what I have learned in my creative journeys. So there's that. Oh, now let's just skip ahead. I'm going to insert a few little videos here of the automated quilting from Quilt Path that's happening in my studio probably right now with my back turned. My daughter is just having so much fun with this, and since I'm in Los Angeles, she's loaded several quilts of her own, and she's growing and learning her expertise on the computer quilting system. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Just a quick check-in. I've been a little busy, so I haven't done a lot of other tutorials or revisited my commission quilt. We've got a playlist on that about block building, my 80 different blocks special commission quilt. So we'll get back to that in the weeks to come. But in the meantime, here's a little bit of the excitement that's happening in the studio. Thank you so much for joining me and for taking a look maybe at my website and clicking around and sort of visiting me from time to time online. I really love being a part of your quilting journey as well. With all my best wishes, this is Beth Maitland at Drama Queen Bee Quilt Studio. Stay tuned for a few little videos, and I'll see you back here sometime soon.